Hello, I'm Luke Dickerson, and today I'm going to be talking about the Industrial Revolution and a little bit about the transformations in urban life and social structures by the 19th century in Europe. Um, and this is my Pecha Kucha assignment. Just a quick little overview of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, spanning from late 18th century to the early 19th century, marked a profound transformation in manufacturing, urban growth, and societal structure in Europe. This period produced advancements that reshaped economies and human interactions in very unusual ways. Definition and timeline. The Industrial Revolution refers to the transition from agrarian economies to industrialized societies, beginning in Britain in the late 1700s. Key milestones include the introduction of the steam power, mechanicized textiles, and the establishment of factories, culminating in widespread industrial growth by the mid 19th century. Key innovations in technologies. Major innovations would include the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution included the steam engine, spinning jenny, power loom, and all of which really dramatically increased production and efficiency. They developed the railroads and as well as telegraphs, revolutionized transportation and communication, facilitating rapid industrialization across Europe. Historical context in Europe. Out of the Industrial Revolution emerged agriculture advancements, population growth, and colonial expansion in Europe. Economic conditions, such as the rise of capitalism, provided the necessary framework for industrial transformation, influencing labor patterns and social dynamics. Urbanization. The Industrial Revolution sparked rapid urbanization in the 19th century Europe, fundamentally transportating or transforming cities and societal structures. This period witnessed a significant migration of populations toward the industrial hubs, reshaping demographics and infrastructure. Growth of industrial cities. The 19th century marked an unprecedented growth of industrial cities, and these populations surged due to mostly factory jobs. And cities like Manchester and Birmingham, they would expand dramatically, often doubling in size. And this would happen within a few decades, and there would just be such an influx of workers who would seek employment. Migration patterns. Mass migration patterns from rural areas to urban centers characterized this era as people sought better economic opportunities. By 1850, about 50% of population in England resided in cities, and this was a very big contrast to most of the decades prior to this. Urban infrastructure changes. Urban infrastructure underwent significant transformations, including the development of big innovations such as roads, public transport, sanitation systems, to accommodate more of the growing population of people in the revolution. And investments in the infrastructure would improve living conditions dramatically, although many cities would still struggle with overcrowding. Changes in social classes. The Industrial Revolution dramatically changed social structures, marking the emergence of prosperous middle class and the decline of the traditional aristocratic power and severe challenges for the labor class. These shifts laid a foundation for modern social dynamics and economic relations in Europe. Rise of the middle class. The Industrial Revolution led to the rapid growth of the middle class. Compound of industrialists, merchants, and professionals. This class prospered due to increased economic opportunity, contributing significantly to urban consumer culture and political ideologies, ultimately influencing government and social reforms. The decline of aristocracy. Decline of the aristocracy as wealth would eventually shift to industrial capitalists. Tensions would rise, defining economic and political influence during that time. Labor class and working conditions. The labor class experienced significant hardships during the Industrial Revolution. facing long hours, low wages, and dangerous working conditions. These conditions sparked a rise of labor movements, advocating for workers' rights, safety regulations, and improved living standards. Just a little bit on the impact of women. During the Industrial Revolution, significantly reshaped women's roles in society, moving them from more domestic jobs into the workforce, while also introducing new challenges such as labor exploitation, involving evolving perspectives and education and social rights. Women in the workforce during the Industrial Revolution, millions of women entered factories, contributing to textile production and other industries. This shift offered financial independence, but often exposed them to harsh working conditions, long hours, and minimal pay. Domestic roles in education. The era sparked debates on women's education and domestic roles as many thrived in the industry. Others emphasized the importance of education, advocating for increased access to schools for girls and aiming to empower future generations. Social reforms and advocacy. Social reforms movements emerged focusing on women's rights, labor laws, improved working conditions. Figures like Florence Nightingale and the suffragettes um, played a pivotal role in advancing both the workplace reforms and women's suffrage. Just a little bit about the health and living conditions during this time. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes in urban environments, resulting in severe overcrowding, public health challenges. As cities expanded rapidly, living conditions deteriorated, leading to public health crises that demanded urgent reform. Urban overcrowding. The rapid industrialization led to mass migration to cities, overwhelming existing infrastructure. By the mid 19th century, major cities experienced high density living, causing very cramped conditions and a lack of sanitation, um, and increased disease transmission amongst populations. Just a little bit about some public health issues. Overcrowding and poor sanitation resulted in outbreaks of diseases such as chloria and typhoid. Very poor waste disposal and contaminated water sources quicken these health crises, publicly promoting public concern and demands for reform in urban health management. Reform and improvements in response to the health crisis, cities began implementing reforms like improved sanitation systems, public health regulations, and an infrastructure development. The Public Health Act of 1848 in England aimed to address sanitation issues, making progress towards healthier urban environments. Just some couple key points on economic changes. The Industrial Revolution heralded a seismic shift in economic structures marked by the transition from artisanal production to factory based manufacturing. This transformation facilitated unprecedented economic growth and highlighted inequality to wealth and wealth distribution. Shift to factory production. The rise of factories transformed manufacturing processes, enabling mass production and economies to scale. Traditional artisan craftsmanship gave way to mechanized labor, significantly increasing output and efficiency, thus fostering the growth to new industries. And just a quick reflection on everything I've talked about. Modern industries practices echo the 19th century changes, such as automation, globalization, environmental issues shape today's debates as well as sustainability and labor rights. So this has been my Pecha Kucha presentation by me, Luke Dickerson. Thanks for listening to everything that I had to say. I hope you enjoyed it. And here is my citations for a little bit of everything that I got to say here today. So thank you for listening and have a good day.